Welcome to One Shell Behind. This is Nick.
And Monica.
And we are back for our multi-year journey through the album of Vanuatu Proud. I guess I should first say welcome to One Shell Behind, the podcast where we drink kava and shallowly dive into kava-related adjacent music. Shallowly is a tongue twister for me.
It was very succinctly put.
Yes, I'm getting better at it. The whole introduction, clearly,
nailed it.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it this time. So today we're going to the fifth track.
Fifth track. I believe it's our 7th episode.
Fifth. Yes. We've done a few in between. Kava Skin. Last week we explored our introductory episode.
Island Fresh.
Introductory episode or introduction song or intro song that we've been using, Island Fresh by Nawarake, featuring a number of other Ni Vanuatu and Vanuatu-based artists.
Which obviously you would know because you're listening chronologically.
Yeah, excellent, absolutely. Everyone, if anyone's listening to this podcast, they would obviously start at episode 1, the first release, and go chronologically through each of them, and their excitement would just build and build as the quality of the show increased with each episode. Clearly, it's certainly increasing. I can see the improvements going on.
I can hear it.
I can hear it, yes, and the audience can certainly hear it as well. And today we're going to take that momentum that we've established over a year and a half. Are we a year and a half? Is it a year? It's been over a year now. It's not a year and a half. It's like a year and a couple of months. I think we started like last year in September.
What is time?
That's a good question. Time is does not matter anymore. Maybe there's a better way to describe that. But we'll go ahead with
an amount of time ago we started this podcast.
Yes, very simply put. Congratulations. So we have today Visit Vanuatu.
Correct.
We'll be checking out the track Visit Vanuatu. The 5th of, I believe, 11 tracks on
Vanuatu Proud,
the 2021 release from Nawarake. And
you should all be very familiar with it this point.
Yes. Yeah. Just continually repeated it throughout. I think it's my best line is the 2021 album, Vanuatu Proud by Nawarake.
Released right before Independence Day.
Yes. We say it in different forms and orders. So that's the track we're exploring today on our journey through the album, track by track. Today we have I believe, Kava Vavau again. I think we've spoken about how we started with the bit of introducing the kinds of kava, but didn't...
Never really changed.
Never considered that we just drink the same kava all the time.
Well, we only have so many suppliers.
That is true. It's generally, certainly kava tonga, and usually either kava. Actually, almost always kava vavau. We haven't really had kava ao or ha'apai of late.
There's a lot of kava land in Vavau, though.
That is true. There's a lot of good kava out of Vavau too. So high quality stuff. Big exporting area as well, and obviously selling domestically as well. So we are drinking kava vavau today, and for Washamouth Waka Ifo chasers, we have
flat Coca-Cola.
A flat Coca-Cola, some papaya.
Some
lacy.
Some lacy, and then for dinner we're having steak and potatoes, so potatoes are also done.
That's a nice finish to a very fancy kava night. Starting with the flat.
I wanted to stick the landing, you know?
The flat Coke,
Since we had to speak about it, I couldn't say that I made us a cheese toasty, since we're in this region.
No. We have cheese toasties?
That's what we had last night.
Well, that's what we had last night, but we don't have it tonight.
No.
No, okay.
No, your steak and potato dinner is going to have to suffice.
Got it. Understood. We can work with that. All right.
Glad to hear it.
So, with that said, I think we'll jump into... Did you just shush me? Did you shush me? Who are you shushing? We're recording in our house. As you can tell from the sound quality, this is recorded on a phone in our house.
I've never meant to interrupt you. Please keep going.
There's I don't know about interruption. Interruptions are fine. I'm just wondering about the shushing. Who are we being?
I was saying shell break.
Was that a shell break? It was a it sounded more like a shush. It's like a shush.
And pause.
Okay. So we'll jump right into Visit Vanuatu right after this
shell break.
The shell break. The shell break.
Cheers, bitches.
Go grab a shell. All right, lift them up. See you soon.
Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us. Antarctic, oh, you'll be loving us. Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu. Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us. Antarctic, oh, you'll be loving us. Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu, oh yeah.
You can come here on a ship, you can come here on a plane. A perfect holiday, you'll be happy to stay. Vanuatu, so come here today. You can come here to relax or come here to play. Come here to swim at Melee Cascades. You can snorkel on the coral reef at Hideaway. Then go to the beach bar right away. Drink a cocktail while you're resting in the shade. Gorgeous view and a pizza at number 1 Cafe Island Life. I could do this every day. Oh, foray, loose delay. The dining is terrific with our French influence. The best in the Pacific.
Vanuatu, you may have never heard.
All right. That's Visit Vanuatu with first chorus and verse. So Visit Vanuatu, Nawarake featuring Lady Rudy. Lady Rudy is back for the chorus again, a near constant in the Vanuatu Proud album. She's in
a regularly featured artist.
Yeah, I'd have to actually look at all the tracks, but it's got to be a majority of at least certainly the initial tracks and some of the bigger ones, the initial singles on the track definitely feature her, and she does another killer job with this chorus. Visit Vanuatu, certainly a tourism forward track.
Is it tourist positive?
Tourist positive. I don't know about tourist positive, but certainly tourism positive.
Well, it feels like they should be paying him royalties every time they target Palangi's in Australia and New Zealand to come.
If they're using it, I think it would be
I don't
cool.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know if this was contracted as a tourism
freely
promotion.
Freely available. It's interesting listening to it because I'm familiar with all of the places that were mentioned, from the locations like Melee Cascades or the restaurants, Number 1 Cafe and Hustele, and I never really went, or it mentions Hideaway and Beach Bar as well. I was never a tourism person.
We're not a tourist.
I guess I didn't go to tourist spot, restaurants definitely, Number 1 Cafe. I was talking to you earlier when I listened to the song. It reminded me of he mentions pizza at Number 1 Cafe, but there was a specific one, and spicy beef. It's spicy beef. It's not the chili beef. Chili beef's the Chinese restaurant here, and it's delicious. If you're ever in Tonga, go to Evergreen on Fa'ua Wharf, 42 Wharf. It is the best Chinese, some of the best you'll ever get, and their chili anything is delicious. They just cook everything in chili oil. It's amazing. I digress. Spicy beef pizza. I only hope it's still there. We are actually
Nancy might make it for you.
Yes, yeah. I can maybe make a special request to having been to the wedding of the owner.
Owners.
That's like a series. I don't know. It's a weird flex. But spicy beef, amazing. Really got me nostalgic thinking of that pizza. It's a delicious pizza.
I do just want to flag that it's a bit of a silly chorus, right? Because you may have never heard of us, but you're halfway through an album dedicated to Vanuatu by the time you get to this track. So you didn't just stumble upon this track. You're not what country should I visit? Let's go to YouTube. You're very familiar when you find this niche song.
Certainly niche. I would say you've been making a lot of assumptions that people listen chronologically through all of these different tracks.
But why wouldn't you?
I mean, obviously that's how you do it. That's how I do it.
That's how albums are
everything
made.
needs to be done chronologically. You watch movies from the first first installment through the last installment. You don't skip around.
All right,
you watch
that's
everything
a
in
little bit on me, but it stands.
hard chronological order. Okay, we got a standard that we're applying here. Chronological order. Certainly, yeah, if you find the Vanuatu Proud album and have not been to Vanuatu,
But you want to be proud of
And
something, so you're like, let's just do this.
maybe you've never heard of them. I mean, I guess it depends on what part of the world you're from too, right? Because I think there's probably more tourists, since we're talking about tourists. I'm assuming the target audience here is tourists, the people who may have never heard from them that should come
That's
and
an
visit.
assumption on our behalf as well.
I don't think they actually mention. Did they mention tourism? Does he say tourism?
Well, you can fly, you can arrive by ship.
There's
right?
a lot of
Like,
yeah. I mean, I think I could safely draw the assumption that it's talking about tourists. I'm assuming tourists from Vanuatu, from not Vanuatu, but from Australia or New Zealand, or closer proximity to Vanuatu, probably know a little bit more, or a little bit more aware of it than, say, Americans who don't travel outside of the U.S. very often.
Or geography classes in school.
And certainly,
Well, certainly in the region, I mean, there's a pride to knowing all the Pacific Islands, right? It's like
Yeah.
your brethren,
mm-hmm.
which does not apply to Americans.
I mean, it should. We are we do share a border
We're
with the Pacific.
posturing as a Pacific nation.
What's the term they use? The Rim, Pacific
Ring of
Rim
Fire?
nations. Well, Ring of Fire, yes, but the Pacific Rim, the
Pacific
Rim
Rim
nations,
nations.
yeah, like the ones that can consist of like the outline, like that essentially border the Pacific. So the U.S. coast.
You guys can't see it, but he's using his hands.
There's hands. I'm making a
Describe
circle. There's a circle. I'm making
the Pacific
a ring.
Ocean.
There's a ring.
And I'm just stuck on
just-
rim jobs
it's
of
a-
these nations.
It's a
so-
very big. Okay, so we've established two things tonight. Chronological order certainly needs to be adhered to, and don't describe anything as the Pacific Rim countries. Excellent. So,
Glad we learned this.
tourism in Vanuatu, Malay Cascades, Hideaway, the beach bar. I've been to all of them. Beautiful locations, beautiful places.
Right near town or in town.
Yeah, pretty close. All. I don't think he hasn't mentioned anything off of Fate yet, off the capital
No,
island.
we were at Melee and Port Vila.
Yeah, I think the second chorus he starts jumping into different islands.
Different destinations that you can get to with Air
Yeah.
Vanuatu, who he
Oh,
also
yes.
highlights. Yeah.
Yes, very much pro Air Vanuatu. There's a lot of.
If only we could call him and get like a 2-minute clip on like what is your current position on the national airline.
There is. We need to share the podcast with him. We need to share it more publicly. We need to promote ourselves. I don't know if we can really rely on organically going viral anymore. Like just somebody's gonna find it and it's gonna boom. Boom. We could do like a TikTok versions of that. I don't know if I don't want to do that. That just sounds like more work. I can barely edit the episodes that we produce, and
It's all good.
we get like one episode every 3 weeks, which honestly is better than we were when we took like a 8-month break after like the second or third episode.
We need to just pause and assess and get some lessons learned.
We're doing better. We're killing it now. It's it. We've got something. I don't know what yet, but
I've said all I need to say about the first chorus and verse.
all right. So we'll go on to the second chorus and verse. All right, we'll be back with you soon.
Antarctic, how you be loving us? Visit Vanuatu. 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 You may have never heard of us. Antarctic, how you be loving us? Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu. Oh, yeah.
The language that they use here, they call it bislama. It's easy to learn. Hello, S01E05. Fresh fruits, organic, go down to the market. The mamas can give you a snack and you'll like it. And you can book a charter trip if you like the fish. Tuna, marlin, wahoo, we even grill your catch. You could get a rental ride and drive around the island. The Blue Hole and Aton, I dare you not to dive in. Craving adventure? Well, I think you ought to go to a Nakamall and then you drink some kava. Visit Vanuatu for a perfect vacation. The untouched paradise, a perfect destination.
Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us.
All right. Second chorus, second verse. Still on a fate.
Yep.
Mentions the Blue Hole in Aton. Beautiful location. There's a number of great beaches around. I'm just adding on to the tourism advert right now, but
But that's all we can talk about. It's the tourism
it is
advert
the
of it.
purpose of the track.
I can't speak to the horn use in this song. I have no idea how to comment on that. But
The horn. I don't know. I won't step into the production, which is quality. Equalix. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right.
Equalix.
Equalix. That sounds a lot better than Equalix. I think Equalix is probably wrong. Produced by Equalix, spelled equal IX.
cool.
Equalix certainly sounds a lot better than Equalix. I just gotta. I don't know why I defaulted to that. I don't know why that was like the one. But anyways, back to
it's brilliant
the
music
verse.
background.
I mean this is first shout out for going to the Nakamall drinking some kava. So I like the turn here, not just the primary tourist destinations. Like
Oh no, he's just described like a lovely weekend. Like you start off fishing, going to the market, getting a snack, driving around the island, going for a quick swim, ending at the Nakamalls drinking kava.
yeah, what snack is he getting at the market? What snack is the mamas
I
giving
think
away
he
at the
mentions
market?
it's tulip later.
Is that it? Like, did they give it? I mean, you pay for it. I mean, certainly I've been given I've been given free food before, but I don't recall walking to the market at any point and being like, "Oh, here's your snacks, young man." I mean, I certainly maybe look like I'm starving a lot of time,
You generally are.
and maybe look a little pathetic, so people want to feed me to make me feel better. But
Generally not in town.
I don't. Yeah, it is. maybe he did mean like the payment for it. Tulip's a great option.
I assume payment. The fact
Assume-
that you're assuming no payment is interesting.
I guess my initial thought was like, why are they giving him snacks, and what is this snack they're giving him? And for the first thing I thought, it was like an apple. I was like, they're giving him an apple. I don't know why I
Do
thought it
they
was an
import
apple.
apples?
I mean, they have apples all over. The Nakamalls are full of apples. Our time at Seaside Greenlight, apples right on the counter.
Yeah.
Seaside Greenlight, shout out. Great kava bar in Port Vila.
Owned
in
by
the
Man's
Seaside
Hungry
District.
Dude.
Yes. Shepherd's Ki. That's Tongan. Shepherd's number one. Shepherd's, I don't know.
It's been an age.
I'm stumbling here. Well, it's just like Shepherd's Ki. Shepherd's Tough Mas. There we go. I was like, what is I don't even know what the English translation for Ki is. Like, really good, exciting. It doesn't matter. It's understood. It's more of an intrinsic.
This thing.
Yeah, so I was like, what is the Tongan to English to Bislama pipeline?
And we haven't been there in so long. It's hazy at best.
He shouts out Bislama at the beginning of the verse. Kind of like the comfort of being able to learn some of the language easily at first.
Yep.
I mean, he only kind of, an example of hello, how are you doing, and just kind of like getting that started. Yeah. Anything else?
No,
Wanna jump into
but
the next one?
I would love if we could plan a weekend around all the things that he listed in this second
Yes, we
verse.
can, since we are visiting Vanuatu soon. Finally getting back over there after this whole COVID lockdown.
We'll just make this whole song a to-do list.
Yeah, we'll just here's our checklist. We'll go to Melee Cascades and the Blue Hole in Aton and Beach Bar and Number One Cafe and
drive around the island.
drive around the island and definitely go to the Nakamalls, and maybe we can get some other ideas from the next verse.
Heard, let's do it.
All right.
Think all you be loving us, visit Vanuatu. 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 You may have never heard of us. And think all you be loving us, visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu. Oh, yeah.
Vanuatu, connections make it easy. Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Noumea, Auckland, Fiji. So many nice resorts for you to spend your time in. So many nice bungalows for when you hit the islands. Like Atana Island, you have to see Mount Yasser. After dark, the volcano is fantastic. Go to Santo Island to do some scuba diving. Millennium Cave tour, the canyon is exciting. Pentecost Island, you see land diving. So much culture everywhere, the villages are smiling. So many different islands, over 80 you can choose. Answer the call from Vanuatu.
Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us. Antarctic, all you be loving us. Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu. Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us. Antarctic, all you be loving us. Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu, oh yeah. Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us. Antarctic, all you be loving us. Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu. Vanuatu, you may have never heard of us. Antarctic, all you be loving us. Visit Vanuatu. Vanuatu. Vanuatu.
Okay, so before we get to that the last verse where we start jumping to the outer islands, there at the end there's someone who is
Like a male voice singer.
yeah, it's like a duet with Lady Rudy, but there's no one credited. The voice sounds male, but I don't.
Also, full transparency, our internet went down because we have gale force winds, so we can't look it up right
But-
now. We'll do it in post.
Like I have the actual tracks like downloaded and everyone's listed on each of them.
Yeah.
But there's just like this mysterious voice, which is awesome. It sounds great at the end there, like with the
On the echo one too.
yeah. It's just there's probably a musical term that's not duet, but the two of them singing together. Harmonizing. That's the word I'm looking for. The harmony is great. Yeah, it's great. It's such a great sound. But I'm not sure who it is that's harmonizing with Lady Rudy on that final part. But we can go back to the verse. We jumped to a number of different locations. Certainly Mount Yasser on Tana.
Millennium Cave in Santo.
Millennium Cave in Santo. Land diving in Pentecost.
I mean, I think this stanza, particularly compared to the other two, if you just had to pick one, would be really good for like a 20-second advert where you just flashed images of all the things that he sings about, right? Because you start with Air Vanuatu, which you could take internationally, but particularly domestically. Some cool shots of bungalows at sunset on the beach. Like, I mean, it writes itself, right? Like, it's all so beautiful. And
Yeah.
I mean, he just does a really good job of north-south. This is how you could spend your holiday here.
Yeah. Kind of makes me wonder what inspired the song, right? Because, like, each of the tracks...
What's its villain origin story?
Well, yeah, use that way of framing it. I guess something you had said interestingly was the chronological order, and I forgot to mention when we were talking about it, like, I feel like there's certain tracks maybe earlier on that are very much kind of, there's a theme, a through line of the conversations around independence. You have Vanuatu Proud, Vanuatu Citizen.
Highlighting hundreds, thousands of years of history.
Yeah, and like the kind of all these different themes around independence and being connected to Vanuatu. But the other songs kind of have their own identity. This is certainly kind of like a pride one too, and there's somewhat of a theme, but I feel like the rest of the tracks start to kind of, and I'm not sure if there's like an overall arching theme to it, or each of the tracks are kind of created in with their own kind of theme, and then sometimes there's connections because that happens in the creation process, or
we'd have to ask him, because this is kind of like a halfway point in the album where like the songs get dramatically darker themes, right? Like the next song talks about drinking too much and drunk driving, like a very dark subject in comparison to highlighting the best tourist destinations that Vanuatu can offer in this song. So it would be interesting to chat with the artiste and the producer and see like what their thought process was around it.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I think again, chorus is great. The harmonizing at the end is awesome. The verse is really good. It's a great song. The production is amazing by Equalix.
Equalix.
Not Equalix, it's Equalix. what if? I mean, it could be something completely different. Maybe it is equal.
It's just X. He goes by X.
We'll never know. We will eventually. We'll ask. We'll ask for pronunciation help on that one. It's not something you can really look up online. Like, that's the thing with a lot of this is, as much as we are shallowly diving, there's only so much information you can actually find online. Like, it's not like a big movie that we're reviewing or TV show or
yeah, unfortunately, this album did not win any Grammys last year.
Yeah, like, it's just like you don't have as much of many of the resources, so it depends on either a lot of our knowledge or reaching out to people that we know.
Certainly.
To figure out more. But yeah, I think like the Yasser, the volcano, coming back to that really kind of made me think of some of the like tourist destinations. Obviously, is it Maroom and Benbow on Ambrum, the twin caldera hike is an amazing one. And obviously,
right?
yeah, we hiked around both of the rims, and I'm not supposed to use that word anymore, am I? I'm not sure. The caldera hiked around.
Speaking about volcanoes, it's
both
fine.
of the calderas. Hiked around both of the calderas. I mean, it's an amazing hike, and Amber's an amazing island. There's so many different ones, and it's like obviously you can't fit every single one in there, but you know, being there for how long we were and being able to visit so many different places and really kind of, you know, see different things that are like really just not the primary tourist destinations. It's cool, but it's also like these tourist destinations are tourist destinations for a reason. They're really cool and they're really amazing. Malay Cascades,
it's super
Millennium
accessible.
Cave. Like, I never prioritized those places specifically, and certainly prioritized the ones that were a little bit more, or getting to go to different islands and visit different places. But yeah, like there's the sheer amount of sights to see and the amazing people of Vanuatu. Like, I mean, it's like my favorite parts was just like going to a community and hanging out, right?
Right.
Like just drinking kava with people that you just met that day and being able to have a conversation, get to know each other. It's just like you can, like, it's just so, like, when you get to the point where you're able to, like, where you feel comfortable doing that, obviously in a place that you're not, you know, from or necessarily, I don't even know how to articulate it right now, but like the ability to use the language and feel more comfortable walking into a community, obviously was part of my job when I was there, but like just the ability to like go in and get to know people and beyond just kind of a professional situation, but actually like sitting down with them and drinking kava and sharing food and
having a chat under the mango tree.
Yeah, not exactly easy for a tourist on a short time period, but still really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that was Visit Vanuatu, the 5th track on Vanuatu Proud, the 2021 release from Nawarake.
Roughly halfway through at this point.
We're almost there.
We're never gonna make it.
We're gonna do it. We're not gonna get distracted. We're probably gonna get distracted. Can't really help that. But we're gonna be more consistent.
That's right.
Probably. I'm not gonna guarantee it to our avid listeners just waiting for that next track to drop. We'll just have a lot of unproduced tracks in recording waiting to be edited together.
It's fine. It all works.
It all works. So, avid listeners, stay tuned. We will be back with more. But before that, we're gonna have a shell. And
then what are we gonna do after that?
We're gonna come back and close it up. Are we closing it now?
We're
just closing it now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're going to keep drinking, but the audio is off.
Yes, and you should continue drinking too. We don't need 3 acts.
Correct.
We can do just 2 acts.
Unless we get something interesting to say.
That is a good point. So visit Vanuatu.
Literally just go do it. Do all the things that he just sang about. It'll be a good time. You'll love it. Expensive, but you'll love it. 10 out of 10 kava shells.
So yeah, that I was actually saying the track is available on Spotify. It's available on SoundCloud. I think it's available on Apple Music. The album itself is available on all of those places. You can download the album from the Facebook page. Check out the link in the show notes. This episode, previous episodes, you can find the link to the post on Facebook and access to the full album. This one, I'm not sure if it's available on YouTube. Probably similar to the last track, where it was just kind of uploaded by someone else entirely, but it might still be there. It's also on TikTok. The whole album, all the songs are on TikTok. I think all the songs are on TikTok, or I thought it was the whole album.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd have to double check that, but I think all of the songs were. There are just certain songs that were used more in videos as the audio, but. Definitely check out the album, listen to the music, check out the rest of it, and stay with us for the next episode, which is track 6, and I believe that is Golden Eagle, right?
I believe it is.
It's Golden Eagle. Yeah, I think I can double check that real quick, but
A much darker song.
Yep, Golden Eagle, track 6 will be on the next episode. So with that said, drink lots of kava.
See you soon.
All right, shells up, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.